tutorial, keys in database. So today we are going to learn about keys and database. Database, we know that. What is it actually? It is a collection of records. Yes, okay. Just suppose this is my.
So let's create a database here with few attributes. Okay, employee name, department, phone number, address, email. So you can see here how fast I am doing it to save the time. So let's do the entries over here in the database. Okay, email IDs I am writing, then department of the employees. Okay, then after that I am writing the phone numbers. I am not writing the exact 10-digit number. I know that the phone number is of 10 digits, but I am just randomly writing it. Okay, so don't think I am writing something wrong. I know that
Database, or you can say, so if you will look here how many tuples are here. I have, look here carefully, 1 2 3 4 5. So I have 5 tuples. Okay, how many attributes? 1 2 3 4 5 attributes. Clear? 5 attributes. Okay, tuples, or you can say they are rows, or you can say records. Okay, and here also you can say columns. Clear? So this is the database. Now I have created this. Now what is key? Basically the term key. A key is an set of attributes or attribute. Fine, it is a set of attributes or attribute that help us to uniquely identify a record in a relation or table. Okay, means that help us to uniquely identify the record. So if we will look at this database, okay, if we have to find out, okay, but which column, on which column we can have a key. So how to do that we will see here. Okay, see, if I have to fetch the data, okay, then what will happen here? Just suppose if I have to fetch the data now, okay, I will say department. Okay, so it will give me the whole information of department, this whole information. This is my department information. It will print this whole information. Okay, if I will say that, just suppose email, so it will display the whole information from here, this table. Okay, but if I have to fetch one tuple, one record from here, then what I have to do? I will, yes, of course I will write here. I will say A. Okay, just suppose I will say A. So it will fetch A entry, this entry and this entry, because there are two persons with the same name. Okay, there are two persons with the same name, that is A. Okay, okay, it doesn't know that which entry you are asking for. Okay, it's in my mind only. If I'm telling it to fetch A, it's in my mind that I am asking for this A. But database and that your query is not telling this this relation ki which entry you want for. Okay, which actual entry you want for that. Clear? So it will fetch both the entries, this also and this also. Clear? So so what is the use here? Though I have only 5 tuples, but if you will work with the help of with 1000 and 2000s of data, then it will be very difficult for you. Okay, because it is this database is not uniquely identifying the records. Okay, if you will say to fetch A, okay, to fetch the information of employee name A, so if you have lot of A same with the same name, lot of entries here in the relation, then what will happen? What will happen then? It will display the whole entries to you, and it will be useless for you also. Okay, obviously it is useless for you, because whatever you want the information, you are not getting actually. Okay, so to overcome that purpose, we have the keys with us. Okay, we have the keys with us. Okay, so that can make the data unique, that make our data unique. Okay, so key is what? I'm again telling you, key is a set of attribute or attribute that help us to uniquely identify the record of a relation. Okay, clear? So that is a key in the database. Fine. So make our database unique. So let's see over here. Just suppose I have to fetch the data, that is I am saying I want employee name and department. Okay, employee name, just I will say employee name B. So what it will do? It will give me the data B, email address, its department, then number, whatever is number, then address. Okay, if you will say for A, if just suppose now you are saying for A, then what it will do? It will give you the both the entries here. Fine. So that is useless for you. Fine. So I am again telling you, to overcome this, we will use the keys that will make it unique. So for, in the classroom also, suppose in the classroom a teacher is asking the questions. Suppose there are two students of same name. Okay, like Tanav, you can say that. Okay, so there are two person who are having the same name. So when you will ask the question, you will simply say, Tanav, get up, answer me. Okay, so both the students will think to whom ma'am is asking, to who has to answer, because my name is also Tanav and his name is also Tanav. Then who has to answer out of them? So both will stand up. Then ma'am will say, oh, I didn't ask you. You sit down. You Tanav, you tell me. So there is a confusion. Okay. So to overcome this, what teacher will do? Either teacher will call that child with the roll number. Like if the teacher says like 15 roll number, Tanav, get up. Now he is uniquely identified, because no two children can have same roll number. Okay, they cannot have same roll number. Clear? So same way we are assigning. So here in the scenario of the classroom, we are assigning the roll number to make a difference between the students who are having the same name. So same thing we will do here. We will give them employee ID that will make it unique. Okay. So let's make the employee ID one more column. Okay, I am writing here 101, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I missed one. This one, 101, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so now you can see each employee here are uniquely identified with unique employee ID. A is having different employee ID, B is having different employee ID, C is having different employee ID, same with D, same with A. Every person here is having different employee ID. Okay, and they can be uniquely identified. Fine. So we can identify them uniquely in a relation. Now if we will fetch the information, like if I am writing here employee ID 105. So what it will do? It will only give me the information of 105. Okay, like this way. The whole information. Great. Fine. It will not give me this information. Okay, because now each record is uniquely identified. Okay, so this is all about keys. So if we have to check where we can apply the key, that let's see that also. Okay, so till now you have learnt that what is key. Okay, why do we need the keys, tuples, attributes? Okay, and how to make the data unique. Fine. So let's see here and check out of these which attribute is can have a key. Okay, so let's try it. So first is employee ID. Each employee ID is different, nothing is repeating, so this is a key. Okay, and let's check the employee name now. A, B, C, D, A. Now A is repeating here, so this cannot be key because it is not making it unique. Same way email ID, email. So same here, email ID is also different for different person. Okay, two persons cannot have same email address. Okay, so this is different, this is different, this is this, they are different. Okay, fine. So here we can have key. Now next, let's check the department also. CS, it is repeating here, so it cannot be a key. Obviously phone number is also cannot be same phone number is not assigned to two persons. Okay, this will not happen if I am having the one particular phone number and that person is also having the same phone number. No, it's not possible. Okay, so this is also a key. Fine. Now address can be same. Okay, any 2 or 3 persons can be from the same place. Yes, so this is not a key here. Fine. Now here you can make the subsets also. Here you can make the subsets also. Okay, like if you will take employee name and email. Okay, if you will take employee name and email. Okay, is it a key? Okay, if we will check this is different, this is different, this is different, this is different, and this is different. Okay, because email ID is making it different. Although name is same, but email ID is different. So here we can have the key. Okay, so now whole this scenario is about the keys. Okay, now we will talk about here super keys. Okay, fine. Firstly we talk about simple key concept. Okay, now we will talk about super keys. This is super keys. What is super key? What is it? Is a set of attribute or a attribute that helps, that allows you to uniquely identifying the record of a relation or table. This is super key. Okay, this is super key. Same thing, set of attributes or attribute that allows you to uniquely identifying the record of a relation. Okay, if we will take this relation here, fine, if we will talk about this relation here, then let's the super keys now. Okay, so here I have employee ID. Okay, is super key because it is uniquely identified. Fine. If I will say that employee ID and employee name, this is also super key. This combination is also super key. If I will say that employee ID, employee name, email, this this is also super key. Okay, if I will say that employee ID, okay, and email, this is also super key. If I will say that employee ID and department, this is also super key. Okay, employee ID and address, this is also super key. Okay, if I will say that employee ID and phone number, this is also my super key. Now if I will write all the attributes, employee ID, employee name, email, department, phone number, address, this definitely is going to be a super key. Okay, how? Because we already know that this employee ID is a super key. Now whatever the set we will make with this employee ID, that will be a super key. As I have combined employee ID with super name, okay, employee ID with employee name and email, fine, employee ID with email, with department, employee ID with phone number, employee ID with address, they all are the super keys. Okay, because employee ID is making it a super key. What if I will take, I'm not taking employee ID, if I have to check these three sets, okay, if I have to check these three sets, like just suppose look here, okay, now I am making the subset of employee name, email and department. We want to check the super key. Is it a super key? How to check? So we have to cross check the data of these three attributes. Look here, A, this, okay, this, next B at the rate, this, not same, next is also different, next is also different. Here employee name is same, but other information, this information is different. Then of course this is also your super key, because your email can make your data unique here. Employee name, email and department. Okay, so we were checking here, is it a super key or not? Let's see how. Employee name, email and department. Yes, of course it is a super key, because email is making it different. This is my relation. Let's see here how to calculate the maximum keys, super keys for this relation. So how many attributes I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 attributes now. Okay, after adding employee ID. Fine. So how to calculate it for this relation? So we have the formula. Let me write over here. Like I am writing here, maximum super keys. Okay, the formula is here NCR. Okay, so the formula is n factorial, r factorial, n minus r factorial. So how to do it? NC1. What is n here? What is this n here? Number of attributes. So how many attributes we have? We have 6 attributes with us. Okay, so what I will do? I will write here, instead of writing n, I will write here 6C1. Means this, what does this mean? 1. Means out of 6, how many super keys can be there? 1. Okay. Now if we will move further, then there can be 2 super keys. Then there can be, out of 6, there can be 3 super keys. Then after that this. Then after that this. See, 6. Not more than 6, because we have only 6 attributes here. Okay, if we will solve this equation with the help of this combination. Okay, I hope you have read about permutation and combination. Okay, so here what we will do, 6. Okay, what will come here? Then 15, then 25, then 15, then 6, then 1. So when we will add it, then what would be the value? Let's, okay. So there can be maximum 63 super keys. Like here is, if you will write down here, 2 raised to power n minus 1. Okay. If you will write like this, then also you can have the maximum number of super keys. If you will see here, you will write here 2 raised to power 6 and 1. What is 2 raised to power 6? If you will calculate it, 2 into 2 into 2, 2 to the 4 to the 8, 64 minus 1 is equal to 63. Okay, so we have the same number of super keys here. Clear? So it is, you can also use it for calculating the maximum number of super keys. Clear? Now the next concept. I have told you that how to calculate the super keys. Now there is a question. Let's take another example here, okay, and understand that also. Let's take another relation. Okay, suppose I am taking this relation R, A, B, C, and ABC, just small one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am writing here 1, 1, then 0, 1, 1, 1, okay. Then again 1, 1, then again if I will write here 2, 6, okay. So just suppose I have this relation. Now if I have to count number of super keys, okay. So let's find out first super keys. Clear? Super keys. How many super keys are there? So first is A. A is a super key, obviously, because it is uniquely identifying the record, okay. No value is repeating over here. Clear? So this is the super key. Now if I will make a combination of A with another subset, another set, okay, then that will also become a super key. Like here, if I will write here AB, that is also super key. If I will write here AC, that is also super key. ABC is already a super key. Sorry. Okay, ABC is already a super key here. Now we have to check for another combination, that is BC. Okay, so we have to go for that. So let's check BC combination, is it a super key or not? Okay, how to do that? We have to check, make a set here, like from here. So here is 1, 1, okay, here is 0, 1, here is also 1, 1, here is also 1, 1. So BC cannot be a super key. BC can not be a super key. Why? Because the record is repeating here 3 times. Okay, so that means the main concept of super key is it allows you to uniquely identify the record of a relation. So it is not helping us. So how many super keys I found over here? See, the order does not matter here. Like if I have written here AB, and you are next time you are making a set of BA, so it will not create any difference. Okay, order does not matter. Clear? So this will not help. Clear? This is useless, you can say. So here how many super keys I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 super keys are with me now. Clear? If I have to calculate the maximum number of super keys, maximum super keys here, then what I will do? 2 raised to power n minus 1. What is n? Number of attributes. How many attributes? 1, 2, 3 minus 1, 8 minus 1. So there can be 7. There can be 7 maximum super keys. Clear? Fine. There can be 7 maximum super keys. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. The concept of super keys now. Okay. Now we will move forward. Now we will talk about candidate key. What is candidate key now? Candidate key is a super key. Okay, candidate key is a super key whose proper subset is not a super key. So we will understand here the meaning of proper subset, why I am emphasizing this word. Okay, so let me write down here now candidate key. So let's see here candidate key. Now candidate key. Okay, I will use CK for that. Fine. So what is it now? Is super key. It is super key whose proper subset whose proper subset is not a super key. Clear? So let's understand here proper subset, the concept of proper subset and subset. So let's come back here with this. What is the meaning of subset? Just suppose I am having one set here, that is 4, 5 and 6. And second is 4 and 5. And I am saying that S2 is a subset of S1. How is it possible? How can I say that? So let's see. 4 and 5. The values of 4 and 5, look here, the values of 4 and 5 here are included in S1 set. Yes, they are here. That means the whole values of S2 set is present in S1. So that's why S2 is a subset of S1. If I will write here, just suppose, if I am writing here that 4, 5, 6, again I am writing here, I am erasing this and I am writing 4, 5, 6. So now what will happen here? Of course, S1 is subset of S2 and you can say S2 is subset of S1 because its values are also here and these values are also here. Fine. So this is the subset. Okay. Now let's go move forward. Proper subset. The word is here proper subset. Okay. So let's talk about proper subset now. If I will say here, just suppose I am saying here S2 is proper subset of S1. This thing I can say only then when it will satisfy two conditions. Okay, it must satisfy those two conditions, then only it will be the proper subset. So let's understand what are those conditions. First is S2 should be the subset of S1. Now, next is S1 should not be subset of S2. Now, what does this mean? Okay, this means that I'm erasing this. This means that S1 should not be subset of S2. Okay, I have shown you if I will write here 6, then it can be the subset. But here is condition, it should not be the subset. Okay, so this condition is already true. S1 4, 5, 6 is not here. 4, 5, 6. Okay, only two values are there. Fine. So this is not a subset of S2. So this is also true. This is also true for the subset. Okay. So if suppose, now one important thing I just want to tell you here that here we have two subset. You are noting down, I am having first subset is having 3 values and the second one is having 2 values. The second subset will always have one lesser than the upper one. Okay, it will always have the lesser than the another set. Clear? If there would be 4 values, then there can be in the another set there can be 3, it can be 2, it can be 1, but it cannot be 4. Clear? So this is the thing that we have to take care now in candidate key. Clear? So let's see here now the candidate key. About candidate key. Just suppose this is my relation. Let's talk about this relation only. Okay. So this relation is saying that I have this much super keys. Okay, I'm having this much super keys. Okay, A is super key, AB super key, AC super key, ABC super key. If I will take this relation, okay, just we see here. Okay, fine, and we have to check. We have to go for super keys and candidate keys here. Okay. So what would be the subset? What would be the subset for this? A, B, and C. You can see A is a super key. So this is a super key, but it cannot be the candidate key because candidate key is a super key whose proper subset is not a super key. Clear? So if one of the member is, it is not important here that all the sets are super keys here. Okay, they all it's not like that. A also should be the super key, B also should be the super key, or C also. If any one of the member is super key, then it will not be the candidate key. So whose proper subset is not a super key. Proper subset. So if I will go with now AB, just suppose, okay, now its proper subset is A and B. So same thing is happening here. A is super key, okay, but it is not a candidate key. Okay, if I will talk about here A, C. Okay, if I will talk about here A, C. So what would be the proper subsets? C here. Again, it is a super key, but it is not a candidate key. If I will take here now, next is AC done. Okay, by mistake one is left here, that is BC. BC is also BC. Can we check the BC? No, this cannot be the super key because the entries are repeating over here. So in the end we left with A. A here. Okay. Now what is happening here? A is proper subset. If we will remove A, then it will become an empty set. Okay. So empty set of attribute cannot be the super key. Okay, cannot be the super key. So this is the super key and this is also the candidate key. So here in this relation we got only one candidate key. Fine. So we got only one candidate key here. Okay. So we will move forward with one more relation and we will understand more. I hope your doubts will be clear more with the help of another example. Okay. Clear? Let's understand again with the new relation. Okay, let's have an example. Suppose I am having a relation A, B, C, D. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6, 9, 2, 1, 3, 1. Then again, if I will write here 4, 5, 6, 6, 9, 2, and I will write here if 4, 3, 2. So this is my relation here. So first of all, let's make the super keys. Okay, let's understand what are the super keys here now. Super keys can be, see, you can see A is a super key. Okay, so here A is a super key. Then if I find A with other attributes, okay, then definitely they are also going to be the super key. AC. Okay, then if I will write here ABC, if I will write here ACD, if I will write here ABD, okay, and ABCD, fine, and AB, AC, AD, okay, and after that now we are left with one combination, that is BCD. Okay, so let's check once it is a super key or not. So I have BCD with me. Okay, so let's check here once. BCD 6, 9, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6 values. Okay, now here these values are same, so this cannot be your super key. Okay, this cannot be your super key. So if we will go for ACD, ACD, this value, 192, this value, 231, 3, 5, 6, 4, 9, 2, 5, 3, 2. So this is a super key. Okay, ABC, if we have to check ABC, this is also my super key. Fine. Next is ABD, ABD. Okay, so let's check once ABD, ABD. This value is different. Check here. these all values are different here. So this is also my super key now. AB 16, this is also super key, AC is also super key. Okay, and ABD done. Fine. So how many super keys I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 super keys I have now. Okay. If I will talk about ABCD subset, proper subset. Okay. The super key. Okay. ABCD. ABCD is ABCD can be the super key here. Okay. Let's check what would be if I will take the relation ABCD only. Okay, if I have to go for that and I have to check whether it is a super key or candidate key. So what I will do, okay, this is a super key, so this cannot be the candidate key because whose proper subset is not a super key. So candidate key is a super key whose proper subset is not a super key because here A is a super key. Okay, so if it is if any one of the relation is super key, then this cannot be the candidate key. So let's go through now A, B. Okay, next is AD. So its subsets would be, what would be the A and D. Here A is a super key, so it cannot be candidate key. Next is AC, same here, it cannot be the candidate key because A is a super key. Same with AB. Okay, then next is ABC, this is also cannot be the super key. Next is ACD, this also cannot be the super candidate key. Okay, now next is what I left, ABD is done. ABD, same here because A is involved everywhere and A is the super key. So definition, what definition is saying? Candidate key is a super key whose proper subset is not a super key. Okay, so ABD is like if I have here A, B, D. Okay, one of the member, one of the set, one of the proper subset is a super key, then it will not be a candidate key. Clear? So now only left A. If we will talk about A here, A is a super key. Okay, if we will remove here A, what will left? Nothing. Nothing will left with us. Okay, so it will become empty. Clear? So empty set of attributes cannot be the cannot be a super key. Okay, so this can be a candidate key. So out of, in this relation, I got only one candidate key. I got only one candidate key. Okay, so now I tell you one concept here, that was minimal. Minimal, I have written in the starting that there is one concept, that is minimal super key. Minimal super keys. Okay, what does this mean? Minimal means as minimum as possible. Okay, as minimum as possible. If I will take this ABC, okay, and if I have to remove one set from here, what is left with me? AB. Okay, still it is a super key. If I will remove B from here, then I left with A. So A is still a super key with me. Okay, A is still a super key with me. Okay, clear? I hope it is clear to you. The minimal concept means as minimum as possible. So the end, that you can write like this: super key cannot be the candidate key, but candidate key can be the super key. Okay, you can see here there are many super keys, but they are not candidate keys. Okay, clear? So this is the concept over here of candidate key, super keys. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. If there is little bit doubt and all that, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, and you can see the video again and again, and it will be more clear to you. Okay, so let's move forward with the primary key now. Suppose I have this relation. Okay, now suppose I have this relation here. Okay, so now I want to talk about primary key. Primary key is what? It does not allow the null values. You cannot left blank any row. Okay, so not cannot, rows cannot left blank, you can say blank. Okay, next, rows cannot left blank. Next is, what is next here now? It reduces duplicacy. It reduces duplicacy means it will not allow you to enter the duplicate values. Wherever you have applied the primary key, it will not allow you to enter the duplicate value. Fine. Next is, it arranges the table accordingly. Okay, or you can say by itself. Fine, clear? And I think I have covered all three main points over here. Now let's see this relation over here. So I think it's easy for you now to check which can be the primary key now. Okay, yes, of course, where values are not repeating, that will be the primary key. That attribute will be the primary key. If any value is repeating, you cannot make it primary key. Okay, so let's check here. First, yes, that can be primary key because no value is repeating. Next, B. Okay, here 6 is repeating, so it cannot be primary key. Okay, next is 9 is repeating, it cannot be primary key. Okay, here also 2 is repeating, it also cannot be the primary key. So we can apply the primary key over this field only. Clear? And just suppose if there is any data empty, okay, then it will not allow you to move further unless you will not do the entry here. Okay, this is all about primary key. Okay, so they are the important keys. Please keep in mind. I hope these keys are clear to you: super keys, candidate keys, and the primary keys. Okay, watch the video again and again. Your doubts will definitely, they will be clear. Okay, thank you.